Thank you, Coach. We are about 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's certainly hot outside here in the desert, but somehow this Cardinal crowd turned up the heat a moment ago. They were in a frenzy as their team emerged from the tunnel, and the Cardinals, they're set to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Strip that ball. Check, check. Lucky.
Johnson. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Chandler Jones, a former All-Pro, in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got...
Pick it up.
Back to throw, Stafford. Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Throw left side completes Isabella. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And some room to run now. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And Johnson on an island by himself in the backfield, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Murray now, 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost...
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack. Gonzalez's kick is good. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
You got blocked, Lee. Come on behind me, move. Tight end right, tight end right. 4 down. Hey, Charlie. Mike's 43. Mike's 43. Look at him.
Here's Stafford. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I think I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Fake handoff to Johnson. Now here's Murray. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack.
At the 37-yard line.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
We want this.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The man they call Snacks, Damon Harrison, able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Murray with a 3rd and long. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, you hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Get that quarterback. Hold up. Check my.
To Johnson again. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Come on, sack. The mic. Hey, hold on. It's the mic. Yo, 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 yo. Yo. Set up. 47 to Mike.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Trey Flowers coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack. 6-0 our score after one. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a second down coming up. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Got some room at the 30. Completing it here to Marvin Jones.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. But there's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. To have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Swearinger. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking. About it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
A reminder coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, that's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Murray now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Andy Isabella was the intended target, and now it's 2nd down.
Set. 6 yards. 3 buds.
Running from the gun, Johnson. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead now stands at 13. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So here come the Lions now. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going, and also you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and it's 3rd and short.
Set, 180. 43. Check, 43. 11. Chance. Kill.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Got a man, it's Amendola. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
40 got. 43's the mic.
On first down, Stafford here. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. In that time for the sack, say hello to Chandler Jones.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Slam. Tighten up.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. 8 yards on the run there, and that trims it to a 3rd and 11 coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
All day, just like that. Drill right, 22. That's right.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
First down, Lions.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 33. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
I'm here all day.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them.
And he's into the clear. 20, 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's
Johnson, oh, it's poked free. Football's out. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. How about the rookie in his NFL debut? Looking sharp. It's 1st and 10. The first down carry here for Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun now from Murray. He hits White, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Give him 30 yards there. Now that's 2 big catches that he's had on this drive alone.
And I can hear it right now. If they give up a third to him, whoever does that, go stand on the other.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. 2nd down, Murray sets to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. On 2nd down, here's Murray. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. The 2017 All-Pro Darius Slay there in coverage, knocking it away.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2000. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
We got this. The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Ready, 47. Mike's 47. I want that. Give me that ball.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. On 2nd down now. It's Logan trying to run inside, but nothing there. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Set, hut. Set the ending. Mike right here. We go Mike 40. Mike 40. He's tired of me. He's tired of set, hut.
To throw on 3rd down. Murray. And he's got Fitzgerald. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
That's Isabella open on the right side. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
At the 44-yard line.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They get the tackle, Marcus Gilbert, 2nd-round pick back in 2011 out of Florida.
Down. Forty the flag. Let's get it together. Get it weapon. Check 3.
Play fake. Murray. He sets to fire deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing again, Murray. Oh, now Murray has it stripped. The big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Extra point good by Prater, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard
Mike 40, Mike 40. Coming, baby, I'm coming, baby.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
On second and 15 now. Murray. He will find the rookie from Iowa State. That's Hakeem Butler. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Now it's him carry for Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. Second down. Make it now 3 tackles for a loss in this game, 1 for each quarter.
And for a guy who played defense in college, I can just tell you that he's feeling very satisfied right now by what he's doing. But he's elated because he knows what he's doing is helping his team win the game right now. Making some big-time plays, getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a first and 10. Now a handoff, Johnson. And Johnson dinged up a bit. Still down. Hopefully nothing serious. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Throwing is Stafford. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Hassan Reddick gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. White. Check. 22.
Now it's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was a crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Butler. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. The Cardinals worst in the NFL, 6 of 16 on 4th down last year, but they'll try it here. Murray keeps it himself, and he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Let's go. Hey, Reed. Get the mic. Get him all. Rest.
Now this time, Murray to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw here's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
36.
They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it with Johnson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 9.
40's the mic. 40's the mic. Lock the screen. Mike, 40 go. Check. He's coming. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And he finds his man. That's Butler. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. Left side here, caught by Clay. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
At the 24-yard line.
4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5.
Let's bring it. Hey, Haywood. 23 to Mike.
To throw is Stanford. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the 1st round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Flushed out right. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Amendola, he was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
I'm going back to you. 58, boy, 58, 58, Mike.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Two minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Murray's going to keep this himself on the RPO. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's see what you got. Shoot! Watch the shoot!
So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Tavon Wilson up to make the tackle. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Get wide.
Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Murray to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Mike 58, right there.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Terrell Suggs, one of the best in the business at finding the QB, gets home there.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He's going to let it fly. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Now it's Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
He's back to throw. They'll find Galladay. That's complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. And that catch number 100 for his young career. And remember, only in his second season. The future, bright. Stafford now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. They'll look to throw. Well, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Switch. White. Hurry.
Stafford now to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Here we go, lady. Easy alert. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. I'm trying to collect. And 58 is a Mike. Five. Watch the pass.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. So now Stafford will bring up the Lions, and they'll go for 2.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go. 40 set. 18 data. Yeah. You don't want to.
Back to throw. Murray. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
24 yards. And the Cardinals first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
3 down.
Murray, 1 final try. This one caught by Isabella. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Lions, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here.